guys, this is Shauna Noel back for another process video. Today I'm going to show you my Through Christ Day 2 entry, and at the beginning there you can see that I am working through this in rainbow order because why not? Meg loves rainbow and I do too, and I just thought it'd be fun little challenge to focus on a different color of the rainbow for each day as I work through the prompts. Here I've just watercolored the verse and I've cut the little tag out from the stamp backer. If you haven't opened that up, there's actually a whole bunch of cutouts in your stamp backer, and so that's where this little world tag is. I just trimmed it down a little bit and added a little thread at the top, and I just wanted to use it actually as a design element instead of like a hidden journaling like I did yesterday. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it down. Now I've decided to add the washi along the gutter of the page. I kind of go back and forth here on how much I want to add, and I do pick up a little paper there, but it's okay because I'll reinforce it with the washi. But I do decide to just go big or go home, and I add just like a full strip of rainbow washi to the side of each of my page. So going forward, you'll see this on all my entries for all 14 days. And I just love having that little element there that just kind of reminds me of what devotional kind of ties them all together and takes me through that journey again. These stamps, honestly guys, are like one of my favorites. Like I always say that every time because every time I work through one, it's my favorite. But the prompts in this one are just like so usable. I find myself using them over and over again, and I brought them into other projects as well, and so I'm just excited. You saw me prep the stamp there. I like to rub it on my arm or stamp it a couple times to kind of get it a little dirty, if that makes sense, because I find that they stamp a little better than if you stamp it fresh from when you first peel it off right into your Bible. And ideally I would have a Bible mat behind my page here, but I am all packed up and somehow I don't have a Bible mat with me, so I don't know how that happened. But I am kind of a live by the, fly by the seat of your pants kind of girl. So, but if you are worried about your it bleeding through the pages or anything like that, then go ahead and put your Bible mat down. I have stamped this here, and I honestly don't like the way I wrote protected, so I'm going to try to cover it up. Ultimately, I decided to put the tag on top of it, but I like to keep these things in here as a way to show you guys, like, we all make mistakes, it's okay, and even if it's a mistake that you want to cover up, just cover it up and move forward, and don't let it, like, take you down. Someone told me once, I got a new Bible because I had a mistake. It's like, no, it's okay. You don't need to do that. So I just simply stamp it again at the bottom, and I'm going to write that again. I'm left-handed, so writing on the bottom of the page is kind of hard for me. It gets a little kind of messy, I guess, and so, but again, it's just part of the process. So I'm going to do some journaling about today is being protected through Christ and what that looks like for us. Meg does a great job talking about the verses today and protection through Christ. And I love it how she says the Bible does not promise that bad things will not happen to Christians. Everyone has pain and trials. Our loved ones die. We get sick. We lose jobs. Our relationships fail. When we experience afflictions, God is there giving comfort, peace, and a promise of place and time where every tear will be wiped away and there will be no more mourning, death, pain, or crying. He is faithful and good. And I love that. I love how Meg talks about, as Christians, we aren't promised that like only good things are going to happen to us. You know what I mean? Or nothing bad is ever going to happen. What we are promised is that through those times, He will be there, and He will never leave our side. And that's a beautiful gift and a beautiful promise that we can really fall back on and rely on. Here I'm pulling out the tabs. These tabs are part of one of the new collections, which you can find on Dayspring or your local Christian bookstore or scrapbooking store. And what I like about this for the process that I'm doing of picking a color every day is that like the orange, pink, and yellow set works really well for the first half, and then the blue, green set works really well for the second half of what I'm doing. And so it's really easy to pull out color-coded tabs, which I really like to do color coding. Like I've talked about this before, but doing all blues for prayers for your husband or whatever it may be, I like to have those. So those tabs really have come in handy. And then I'm going to cut this little hope and love label out of the clear cuts. I love that they're clear because I feel then that I can use them kind of in the middle of my page. I don't typically put a lot of heavy elements over the text. And so these work really well because they're see-through. So even though I'm putting it and it kind of covers one line, you can still read under that. And so I just use a little of the Illustrated Faith adhesive on the back and then pop it on there. At this point, I was actually considering being done, but I did decide I wanted to add a little bit more embellishments and pull in some more pink elements that also went along with the message that I was journaling about. And again, it's so fun to kind of mix and match and see how your embellishments can play into this. I'm going to add a little watercolor sprinkle across the page here using my trusty Wordfetti stickers as my Bible mat. And then I'm going to cut off the word me out of the lesson me and put it under the For God So Loved. These white Wordfetti stickers are available in the Genesis kit, and they're honestly one of my favorites. I love them. I use them all the time. They're the one thing that I kind of always have to have in my to-go bag, just because they work really well for most projects. It's that little extra touch. So I'm going to go ahead and write loved on here. And that just goes along with that. We are protected through his love, and that's why we are protected, because we are loved. Not all of my titles necessarily go along with the same title that Meg uses, but it's kind of the message that I was taking away. So that's what I want you guys always to remember as you're working through these devotionals, is to really focus on what God is telling you. And that may look different, like especially as we're sharing our pages each day. Your page and what you got out of it may look completely different than mine, or may look completely different than, you know, someone else that's sharing, and that's okay. Like, that's what's so wonderful and beautiful about what God does with these and what God does as he teaches us things. I don't know if you've ever been like in a sermon with someone at church and then you both walk out and are talking about it and you both got two different messages out of it. That's how God works, and it's beautiful. So I hope you guys are enjoying this devotion, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. I hope you feel loved and protected and prayed over, and just enjoy your walk today. Please make sure to share your entries. I'd love to hear from you. Talk to you soon. Bye.